Velkommen to the port of Bergen, Norway. Hi, Christina. First again, hi, Terry. Welcome. We are just about to leave in a second. That was noisy. For some reason, they ported us all the way on the industrial side of town instead of the port right next to Old Town and all the tourist destinations. So we had to huff it across town to get to the right place. And there's a funicular that goes up to the top of the mountain, and you can kind of see this white building up here. We took the funicular up there, we walked around, and they had, get this, more goats. So we got to play with more goats. Although these were of the adult variety, so I couldn't just pick them up and throw them around. We had some of the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life. Ooh. We actually had some beautiful weather today, shockingly enough. That's good, Terry. I want everybody to travel with us. We even went to a medieval king's banquet hall that they had lovingly restored. You're welcome. This is one of those places that I have always wanted to go to. Barry and I talked about it for, oh goodness, probably 12 years. Barry feels like this is where his mother's people are from. He doesn't know that, he just thinks it. I will say there's a lot of people here that look like relatives. I've always heard that Norwegian food was not good, or didn't taste good, or was weird, or no, it's all delicious. Even the weird sounding stuff. That could be true. There could be some Irish in there. I did a lot of work on Ancestry.com, and there's a very, very close German connection, and there's a very British connection that I found immediately. One of your ancestors was named, what was his first name? But his last name was Mildenhall, or Midnall. John Midnall, I believe, was his name, and he was hey, Anthony. He was the first Englishman to go to India by land. And he got in all kind of trouble, and a lot of infamy and shenanigans went on. It's a very interesting story on Wikipedia, but that's one of your ancestors, Terry. He was an explorer. He was an adventurer, all right. Yep, Mendenhall. Or Midnall is how they pronounced it. But he lived in the Salisbury area of England. It really is cool. When your ancestor has a Wikipedia page, it's pretty cool. Hi, Suzanne. Welcome at Bergen. You're the stuff that makes everybody stick together, huh? I understand that. There's a lot of medieval buildings here. They have this stretch against the harbor, which we can't see from here, but when we go around, we should be able to see it. And it's this row of, I don't even know how to describe it, just classic wooden buildings that are kind of smushed together. And they're so old that they're falling apart, and they have half of them under, conscrim, and they're trying to fix them up and repair them. But even the ones that were open, like the front door, it wouldn't shut all the way because everything had shifted to where it wasn't even a rectangle anymore. It was like a trapezoid. Every step I took, it was like, I said, oh my goodness. So I'm glad they are fixing them up slowly. But they sure put us in the ugliest place in town. My goodness, this is a beautiful town. So we went to the funicular, we took that down here, and the food has been mostly great. Like today we got off the ship and we went and had traditional Norwegian waffles, and the waffle iron is like heart-shaped. They're like little hearts where the bottoms are all touching in the middle. It's really cute. But instead of putting syrup over the waffles, they put brown cheese. It's brown goat cheese. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I like goat cheese, but I like waffles. I don't think that goes together. But the brown goat cheese, they do. They caramelize it basically in the cooking process. And it is the sweetest cheese. And one bite, and it was just the sweet and salty, and it was just so many flavors exploding. And I don't know if I ever want to eat waffles the same way again. Now I have to figure out where to buy brown cheese in the States. I'm sure somebody has it. Fresh Market, Whole Foods, somebody has to have it, or I'll have to learn how to make it myself. It is the sweetest. It has the taste of caramel. No, you can get like white goat cheese at Walmart, but I don't think you can get anything that special. Gonna have to get me some brown cheese for my Mickey waffles. It's a lot healthier. It's not as much sugar. Are we leaving? We should be leaving soon. All aboard was at 4:30. It is 5:13 now, so we should have left 13 minutes ago. Captain. don't see anybody running in late. It does not come from a brown goat. They put the milk in this cauldron and they slow cook it at a low heat for like 8 hours or so, and they're constantly stirring it. And it pretty much caramelizes the milk sugars. So it has that sweet candy taste to it, even though it's a savory cheese. But I'm the kind of person, I like sweet and salty together. I like peanut butter on my apple slices. I think that's just an amazing combination. But the food on the ship has been decent. We had last night at dinner we had some beef rib stroganoff, and it was really delicious. Francisco, long time no see. Good to see you here. Welcome to Bergen, Norway. I really, really, really love listening to Norwegian speakers. But I don't think I'd ever be able to speak it. But like all the signs, they're all weird, there's a bunch of extra letters and everything's weird. But if you just try to say it out loud, slowly, it hits, that's what it is. So Skoolen, like what is that? But school, it's a school. But they just, everything's spelled the most obnoxious way possible. Are we moving? No, we're not moving. So this is our last port. We are leaving Norway for good after today. And we will be at sea tomorrow, and then Saturday we arrive back in Amsterdam, where we go to the Keukenhof Tulip Festival. And then we're going to spend the night there and then fly home on Sunday. So this is our goodbye to Norway for now. I've teased Barry, like, we could fly back to Bergen and we could do just a train trip across Scandinavia. And he's like, oh yeah, let's do that. You love the sea days, Terry? I get so lazy on the sea days, it's hard to get me out of bed. I just stay in the bed. I open the curtain so I can see out to the ocean, and I watch movies on the TV, and I order room service, and I'm really lazy. But we do have a cover over our pool and hot tub area. So I'm hoping if we get out there early enough, we can snag a hot tub. We'll see. Gator Ghost, what you doing? You did, you made it. We haven't left yet. I don't know what the holdup is. We're on a schedule, Captain. We're on a schedule. I will say that I'm going to get in the corner just to kind of show you just how big this balcony is. Most cruise lines, it would stop right about here, and you would have nowhere to put your knees. You couldn't put your feet up or anything. So this ship has very generous sized balconies and bathrooms and showers. The showers are huge. I mean, they're not huge, but for cruise ships, they're huge. You can put 2 people in those showers. Usually you can put half of a person in a shower. That fish was so good, Gator. Oh, I think that fish, was alive this morning, and then they pulled a Little Mermaid on it. It was so fresh. They made a homemade tartar sauce. I don't like tartar sauce, but it looked weird, and so I tasted it. I like that tartar sauce. It looked like it had a little mustard in it. It was a little bit yellow. I ate all that tartar sauce, and Barry was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "It's good. What's wrong with you?" Today was the first day where it wasn't freezing, literally freezing. So instead of our puffer coats, we just wore our hoodies, our fleece jackets, and we were fine. I didn't have to wear my thermals. I did wear a hat. I bought me a hat. It was made in Norway. And then I bought a very, very expensive sweater that was on 50% off sale. It was called the summer sale, and I'm like, it's not summer, but whatever. But there's a pattern that people have used here since the 50s to make sweaters, and it's called Marius is the name of the pattern. And yeah, I guess like how we had sewing patterns like Simplicity or whatever, they had knitting patterns, and that was the most common one that was passed around. And so it's a very traditional Norwegian look to it, and it's slate blue, the color of his eyes. So I made sure he got that. It's not cold today, really. It's not. See how there's no snow? There's just a little bit left over there. There's traces of it, but it got up in the 50s today. It was actually pleasant for once. Because yesterday, it's like there were snow showers. It was coming down hard, and I was like, oh no. But it didn't last very long. But that was the first time I've been on vacation on a cruise, and it snowed on me. Barry's like, why do we keep coming to cold places? I want to cruise in the Caribbean. I want flip-flops and shorts and fruity drinks. Sorry. So sorry. I hate to tell him that our next 2 cruises are, it'll be warmer, but it won't be the Caribbean. He'll get over it. Well, the next cruise is going to be in the Mediterranean, and then the cruise after that is going to be in the Mediterranean. So, oh well. Yes, I do want to do an Antarctica cruise. I have one picked out. I just have to rob a bank. The cruise I want to do, I watched a man do it on YouTube, and instead of crossing by ship from Ushuaia, he actually you fly to this ice runway in Antarctica. You get on the boat in Antarctica, so you get to skip all of the bad, the Drake Passage and all the bad weather that comes along with that. And since I am prone to motion sickness in a very severe way, I think that would be a good idea for me to skip that part of it. But that's not really a cruise. It's more like an expedition. It's very, very different. They provide you with clothes to wear. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to do the one where you fly in, because I don't think I could handle. If you've ever heard of the writer James Michener, he wrote a book called Hawaii, which I read, and it's like 8,000 pages or something ridiculous. And they sailed from like New England to Hawaii, but there was no Panama Canal, so they had to go around the bottom of South America. And the description of how difficult it was to sail through that area, it took them over a month to finally get through it. And it hasn't really changed. That's why the Panama Canal was so important. Are we waiting for someone? What is the deal? What is the deal? Cruise ship waits for no one. I'm not sure what ship it was, Gator. I'll have to go back and look. Again, I saw how much it cost, and I kind of put it, filed it under maybe later. Someday I will. I mean, that's what this trip was filed under until I found it on sale. I don't go anywhere unless there's a coupon or discount or something. Even the cabin that we got, I changed cabins just a few days before we sailed because they had a better cabin available, and they were like, for $75 you can upgrade to a better cabin. And I'm, okay, I'll pay $75. But this cabin, compared to the one I originally booked, at the time of booking, they wanted an extra like $500. And I was like, nah, that's a little too much. 75, okay. But I still got it half off. More than half off. Oh, here comes somebody on a motorcycle. Ooh. Ooh. Is that our pilot? Maybe that was the holdup. Waiting on a stupid pilot. You'll know when they're about to leave because they'll pull the horn, and it's really loud. Super loud. Yesterday, when we were leaving out of Geiringer, I didn't get to say goodbye to you because the Wi-Fi's never worked, and my internet data on the SIM card, I lost tower, and it just stopped, and there was no getting it back, so I couldn't say goodbye or anything. No, this has been a very, very good crowd. Most of the people on the ship are Dutch. This is the Dutch spring break, and the schools there are very strict. They don't let you take your kids out of school for vacation. So they have to go during this week, so the ship was completely booked out, full, kids everywhere, which is not normal on a Holland America ship. Holland America is known as the old people cruise line, but I've always called it the nursing home cruise line, at least in the Caribbean where I had sailed with them before, and it was sad, actually. We just kind of walked around trying to help people because they could barely walk. But there's a whole bunch of kids and babies and young people and young families today. But when we left out of Geiringer, they pulled the horn, and we were in the very end of the fjord, and that horn echoed and echoed and echoed and echoed and echoed. It was so weird. It went on forever, and then he pulls it again, and it was like, oh my goodness. Over and over and over. So we've been here for 4 days, and the only animals that we have seen in Norway were goats and seagulls. I haven't seen any reindeer. I haven't seen... Oh, I did see a sheep. I did see a sheep in a field. Did I have goat milk? Of course I have. I am a fan of the goat, let me tell you. It is. It is. There's not as much lactose in it. Ooh. Tonight it's supposed to be formal night. Did I buy a can of rotted fish? You know, Gator, I didn't see one. We went to a lot of stores. I didn't see one. But I haven't had a bad meal here. They're looking for food. They've done this before. They said, we know you cruise ship people have food everywhere. But I did find some of my favorite candy bars here. There's a Scandinavian candy bar, and you can get it at IKEA. It's DAIM, and I don't know how it's pronounced, but we call it DAIM. So I grabbed a couple of those, and then I grabbed a couple of Lion bars, and that's out of England, but I never have found them in England. They had them here. And then we got a troika, which I don't know, it's a Russian word, but I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, you can probably buy it on Amazon, but it's probably very, very, very expensive. Oh, that's loud. Come on. So because we were all the way over here, they provided this little transportation bus for mobility issues. Cadbury flakes. Oh, I love Cadbury. I love Cadbury everything. So we were able to take this little bus to the fish market. But coming back, we had just missed it. The last, we would have had to have sat there and waited an hour for the next one, so we just decided to walk it. And I really had to go to the bathroom. And so there was the sign for WC, for water closet. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go in here. And I'm not kidding. The WC had individual, it wasn't like a men's room and a women's room. There was just one room, and they had individual stalls. And in order to open the door on the stalls, you had to put money in. And it accepted credit cards. And I'm like, I'm not going to finance my pee, I refuse on principle to do this. So that was a long walk back to the ship. But that's kind of a European thing, is having to pay for your toilets. Even if you're a customer. Those clouds are looking dark. Looks like it's gonna rain. I'm glad it didn't rain all day though. It was great. It's been gloomy and misty and moody all week. There we go. So Norway is not on the euro. It's on the Norwegian kroner. And I never touched a kroner. Everything is credit card now. And the kroner is like 10 US dollars would be 100 kroner. Oh, well, at least she gives you a paper towel. Yeah. So the issue was, I wasn't going to use my credit card there. They did take coins, but it was in kroner and I didn't have any. I have euro. I had $10 US money, and I used it yesterday to pay for something because they accepted. Yeah. I remember when Barry first went to Paris, we got off the train, and I really needed to go to the bathroom. He did too, and we just didn't do it on the train for some reason. So I was like, we're at the train station. We should be okay here. And they had a pay toilet. It was 75 cents to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay. I had some leftover change from my previous trip to Europe. So I'm going through my change and I'm trying to find enough money. And there was only enough change for one of us to go to the bathroom. And so Barry let me go. And I'm like, love is when you only have enough money for one of you to go to the bathroom and he lets you go. That's love. Okay, Captain, we are 35 minutes late. So, like, Barry's sweater was on sale for 1,300 kroner. That looks like a lot of money, but then you run it, I use my Capital One card, and then it sends me a text to let me know hey, your card was used and this much was deducted, and it'll always show me what it was in US dollars. So it helps. But just a tip for people who are going to travel internationally for the first time, you don't have to get your currency in advance. You can get it at an ATM when you get there. And there's a trick to it though, because they will try to give you a bad bank rate exchange. So you'll say, okay, I want to get $100 in local currency. And then they will say, for your convenience, we can change this to US dollars for you. And it's a convenient way to rip you off. Say, no, I'll just do it in the foreign currency. And when you do it that way, they have to give you the bank rate, which is, as good of, the best rate you can get is the bank rate. So one time I was trying to pull out 400 euro. And at the time, 1 euro was worth $1. It was an amazingly good time for the dollar. And so I wanted 400 euro. Like, we'll convert this to US dollars for you, and it'll be 480 US dollars. And I'm like, well, that's like the worst exchange rate in history. It should be 1-to-1. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, oh, I get it. So I hit no. And then it said, would you like to proceed just in euros? Yes. And then it went through, and I ended up paying $398 for 400 euro. I actually got better rate than I thought. But, that's the way the bank makes money. If you're shopping in a store. Oh, here we go! Hooray! Bergen. Let's go. Let's go, because it's cold out here now. I've been sitting in the shade and I got cold. So the front of our ship is this direction and the back is this direction, but the exit is this way. So we're going to have to back up, basically. Tugboat's probably going to have to push us backwards into this little body of water. So if anybody's been thinking about going on a cruise to Alaska versus going on a cruise to Norway, it's similar but very different. The similarities are it's very cold. There's a lot of mountains. There's a lot of fjords. But Alaska has a whole lot more wildlife. It's more wild. You see more whales and orcas in the water, and you see little billy goats and little critters everywhere. There's bald eagles flying around. There's so many bald eagles flying around that you lose count. So If you like animals, if you like wildlife, Alaska would be a better bet for you. They both have good seafood. Oh, we're moving. Here. If you can see down. Right there. There's the land right here. We're pulling away from it. They're probably using the side thrusters to push away. Yep. So here's forward. You can see this little piece that sticks out right here. That is where the captain is on the bridge. He says, make it so and engage a lot. All the sailboats are like, oh no, we gotta get out of the way. Big boat coming through. Big boat coming through. Although this is not a big boat. It's twice the size of Titanic, but most ships that we sail on are about 3 times the size. So this feels very comfortable. You can walk from one end to the other and it's, not gonna kill you. Our next cruise ship is going to be a mega ship, and it's probably going to be double the size of this one, so I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. We shall see. I'll try anything twice. Excuse me. That's the ship saying, move, sailboats, get out the way. That's a weird, what does that boat do? Is it some kind of research vessel? Or, I mean, really, I don't know what that is. Well, Gator, this ship is brand new. Holland America is not going the big ship route. This, what's it says? Nexons electrify the future. So is this some kind of underwater thermal electricity producer? I'm gonna have to Google that. Oh, underwater and oh, well, that's a noble cause. hoping once we get past this little area right here, we can see into the harbor a little bit. I mean, this is a harbor, but this is the industrial harbor. I meant the fish market harbor. But we are sailing backwards right now, so they may turn around and we won't get to see it at all. It sounds like a cat. One of the smartest things I brought on this trip, I think I'm going to make a video of just things that I brought that I thought I might need that turned out to be a lifesaver. I brought one trekking pole. That helped me out so much. Because even in the cities, everything's cobblestone. And if there's something for me to trip on, I'll do it. So having that extra leg just kept me from falling down a lot. Echo, anyone? At one point, we were walking side by side, and Barry and I both tripped at the exact same place. It was so funny. I had my extra leg there, so I didn't fall. But then Barry was he grabbed onto me like I'm some kind of bastion of stability. Oh, Gator, she wants to go to Africa. What part of Africa? Because I'm going to Africa next. On a non-cruise. Even though there will be a cruise during the non-cruise. He's turning us around. That means we're going to miss it. South Africa, okay. Well, at least they sort of speak English there a little bit. Oh man, we're gonna miss it. Well, Kruger, yes. Bring your malaria pills. That's all I have to say. Bring you some Beverly. That has quinine in it. Yeah. There's this place in Kenya I want to go to. Oh, hey, Lindsay. Thanks for coming. This is our last view from Norway. Kind of sad. Even though we have something exciting to look forward to in Amsterdam. We're going to go to the Tulip Festival. That's something that's been on my radar for a long time, so. I do too, Gator. It's weird, but I like it. Norsk. Are you decent, Barry? He's decent. I'm gonna run to the promenade deck. You wanna come with me, Barry? You wanna come with me? I'm live streaming. They're turning the ship around and we're not gonna get to see Bergen. We just got on the point. So I'm gonna bring my key card and we're gonna go. Cruise ship tour. So we are on. Here we go. Open. Okay. Didn't miss anything. Boat lag, are we back though? That wasn't really boat lag, it was going inside. Are we back? He's laughing at us. That bird was going, ha 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 ha. You have to leave Norway. Ha 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 ha. Okay, I'm gonna try to zoom in here. It's a little windy out here. Oops, let's see. Excuse me. Still can't see very much. That's a shame. I sure took a lot of pictures though, so. I'm gonna walk down to the aft of the ship. This is my favorite place on the promenade deck, right here, because the heat from the laundry shoots out here, and it's nice and warm. Ah, warmth. And this whole ship smells like baby powder. I think they pump it into the air vent or something. They seem to have enough life jackets and lifeboats, which makes me happy. Here we go. That's a little better. Whoa. Whoa. Very, very wakey. loud. You see. Bye bye, Bergen. Well, when we were leaving Amsterdam, we were in a river, and now we're in an open ocean, so yeah, we can book it here. Aww. So sad. Oh, I'm walking past people having their dinners. Oops. I guess we should probably be getting ready for our dinner too. Oh, that's just cute. Look at that. That's quaint. Those are the aft stairs. I'm out here in no jacket, no hat, like a crazy person. Ooh, warm laundry. Exactly. Oh wow. Here's a big pretty bridge. I don't remember seeing a bridge this morning. Well, I'm not gonna make it unless I just do it here. Ooh, that wind is hard. It's gonna blow me away. Big old bridge. really pretty. Alright, I'm gonna leave you on this note. The next time you'll hear from me,